Welcome to today's deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
If you are joining us right now, you might want to settle in because we have a single really fascinating source on the table today.
Yeah, just one source.
Right, but it's going to take us from the very blueprints of the cosmos all the way down into the most, I guess, hidden and challenging parts of human history.
It's a massive journey.
It really is.
Yeah.
We are looking at a specific chronological journal entry. It's dated March 9th, 2019, and it's taken from a text called Spirit Chronicles, Memoirs of the Human Experience. It was penned by an author known to us simply as LMB.
And I have to say, the scope of what is covered in just this one entry is truly staggering.
Oh, absolutely.
We're tracing a profound philosophical arc here. The material starts by exploring observations on the universe's intelligent design.
What the author calls the divine code.
Right. And from there, we journey into a cyclical theory about human destruction.
It gets dark.
It does get very dark, before finally culminating in a complex debate on the yin and yang of human nature.
Okay, let's unpack this, because it's rare to see a single journal entry cover so much cosmic and historical ground all at once.
Yeah.
And just to set our mission for today, for you listening, we are going to walk through this worldview step by step.
And right at the top, I think it's really important to emphasize that our goal today isn't to judge the text.
Exactly.
Or to declare it factually right or wrong. Our aim is to impartially explore the questions it raises about our place in the universe.
Right. We're looking at a highly specific, deeply personal perspective.
And there's immense value in simply examining the implications of what is being suggested here.
So let's jump into the first major concept introduced, which is this idea of the divine code.
Yes, the divine code.
The premise really challenges how you and I look at the world around us. You know, we walk through a forest or we look up at the night sky, and we tend to think of nature as this wild, random, chaotic system.
Just things happening by chance.
Right. But the argument here is that what we perceive as random is actually the signature of an intelligent framework.
A literal code.
A code operating on levels that human beings haven't begun to fully comprehend.
What's fascinating is how it grounds this massive abstract idea in tangible mathematics.
Yeah, the homework assignment.
Exactly. There's a specific prompt given to the reader, a literal research assignment. It asks you to research the Fibonacci sequence and then to research the golden ratio as it applies to the human body and nature.
Let's pause on that for a second, because not everyone listening has a math degree.
Fair enough.
For anyone who might need a quick refresher, the Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two before it.
Right.
So, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on.
And when you map those numbers out spatially,
they create a perfect expanding spiral.
That is the crucial part. It isn't just numbers on a chalkboard. When you look into the golden ratio, which is derived from that sequence, you see it literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's a mathematical proportion that dictates the spiral of a seashell.
Or the way leaves are arranged on a stem to maximize sunlight.
Exactly. The shape of a hurricane, and even the proportions of the human face. It represents an underlying mathematical perfection in the physical world.
It's like a fingerprint left on creation.
A signature.
Yeah. And from that observation, the journal entry scales the concept up to an unimaginable degree.
Right, because the theory presented is that this divine code isn't just some quirky math trick found on Earth.
No, it's way bigger.
The proposition is that it serves as the foundational framework upon which all matter is designed. It doesn't matter what planet you're on, what realm you're existing in,
or even what dimension you occupy.
Exactly. The assertion is that wherever there are signs of intelligent life forms, or anything living at all, really, this specific code is running through it, giving it form and structure.
A unifying theory of literally everything. Precision in coding that entirely exceeds our current human comprehension. Just waiting out there to be deciphered. Which leads to one of the most striking cottages in the entire entry.
The omniverse.
Yes. There is a discussion about the secrets of the universe, or rather universes or omniverse or omniverses. We're talking about unimaginable forms of infinite energy, matter, life forms, and technology.
All just waiting to be discovered.
And then we get this incredible metaphor of a fruit tree.
The fruit tree metaphor is so central to understanding this philosophy. The imagery is that the mind reaches up for a fruit, and the universe becomes a fruit-bearing tree, supplying whatever the beholder of the thought and intention has imagined.
It's beautiful.
It suggests a deeply interactive relationship between human consciousness and the fabric of reality itself.
So the universe isn't just sitting there passively waiting for us to stumble upon its secrets.
No, it is actively responding to our thoughts and intentions.
Which brings us to a really pivotal philosophical junction.
It makes you wonder, when we look at the trajectory of human innovation, are we actually making new discoveries? Or are we simply creating on the fly as the universe supplies on demand?
That concept just stops you in your tracks. Are we finding what was already there? Or is the universe manifesting our imagination the moment we reach out for it?
That's a profound question.
You read that and you feel this sense of infinite, beautiful potential.
Yeah.
But if the universe is built on this perfect code that responds to our imagination, where do human beings go wrong?
Right, because the material takes a very sharp turn here.
Here is where it gets really interesting and very dark.
The tone shifts dramatically from the boundless beauty of cosmic creation to a startling archaeological observation.
We are introduced to the phenomenon of green glass. For context, let's clarify what this substance actually is. Green glass, sometimes called trinitite.
Right, trinitite.
It's what happens when you detonate a nuclear bomb over a desert full of sand. The intense, unimaginable heat of the nuclear blast melts the silica in the sand and fuses it into this glassy, greenish substance.
And that is a known physical consequence of modern atomic testing. We have seen this happen.
Yes, but the focus of the text isn't on the 20th century.
No. A striking historical assertion is made here by the author, that archaeologists have found layers of this exact same green glass deep underground.
Deep underground.
And not just anywhere, but in strata that date back tens, even hundreds of thousands of years.
Layers of nuclear glass, hundreds of thousands of years old.
Yeah.
And the conclusion drawn from this is entirely uncompromising. The entry suggests that we might have been, quote, dumb enough to nuke the living shit out of ourselves.
And we simply suffer from a collective amnesia, forgetting that we've walked this path of destruction before.
It's a chilling thought.
The implication is cyclical self-destruction. The suggestion is that humanity might suffer from a profound societal amnesia.
That this current iteration of human civilization,
With all our technological advancements,
is not the first to reach this apex.
right. That ancient humanity walked this exact same path, unlocked the ultimate destructive power, used it to wipe themselves out, and left behind nothing but layers of melted green glass buried deep beneath the earth.
It completely flips the traditional narrative of human progress.
Completely.
Instead of a steady upward climb from the Stone Age to the Space Age, it posits a terrifying loop. We build up, we discover the underlying codes of reality, we blow ourselves up, we forget, and we do it all over again.
And that cyclical amnesia brings us to a brutal critique of our modern era. There's a deep focus on the tragic, agonizing irony regarding our intelligence.
Yeah.
Think about the paradox here. You have the smartest minds in the world, the people who had the brilliance to unlock the very secrets of space, matter, and energy.
And they use that unparalleled genius to develop atomic, nuclear, and hydrogen bombs.
Exactly.
These minds deciphered the divine code. They pulled back the curtain on the fundamental forces of the universe.
Yes.
And their ultimate application of that knowledge was an unimaginable display of savagery. The entry notes with utter disbelief that these weapons were then used to bomb hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people.
The institutionalized nature of this destruction is what is framed as so deeply disturbing. If this were just the isolated idea of one rogue individual,
One insane person in a meeting.
right, that would be one thing. But it wasn't. Entire organizations, massive government structures, and global militaries fully got behind the idea of developing and deploying these weapons.
The observation is made that people literally sat around all day trying to figure out how many people, how many women and children they could destroy at once.
Yeah.
And the people making these decisions never once asked the test subjects how they felt about it. They gave absolutely no thought to what would happen to the generations that followed or the catastrophic lingering effects upon the Earth itself.
Which ties perfectly back into the opening concept of the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio.
How so?
Well, this isn't just viewed as an act of war against humanity. It is framed as a deliberate hatred and disdain for the divine code itself.
Ah, I see.
When a nuclear weapon is detonated, it isn't just destroying buildings. It is obliterating the divine code that went into the people, the land, the surrounding air, and the sea.
It's a complete rejection of that beautiful fruit-bearing tree of the omniverse.
Exactly.
To use the secrets of time, space, and energy just to invent new ways to murder and destroy is treated as unfathomable. The entry imagines these architects of war dreaming that one day they will unlock the secrets to the technology that will destroy the creator of all things and everything it created.
We should pause and ensure we are impartially navigating these intense views here, because very strong language is used in the text.
Absolutely. We are just reporting what's in the source material.
Right. Modern nuclear warfare is framed as a literal, intentional attempt to destroy the creator. The text asks what kind of mentality looks at a beautiful creation, people, trees, green grass, babies, and children, and decides to nuke them all.
And the conclusion reached is that only a demonic entity thinks like that. It's categorized as the worst of the worst.
It is a visceral, deeply emotional reaction to the reality of weapons of mass destruction. You can feel the profound sorrow and anger radiating through the page.
You really can. But how do we reconcile these two extremes? We have the capacity to understand the mathematical perfection of the universe and the capacity to annihilate it completely.
The lens is pulled back one more time to address exactly that. The discussion moves from the depths of destruction to a broader philosophical observation about balance.
The yin and yang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because while there are those walking around with that destructive mindset, there are also those among us who are the complete opposite.
Right.
People whose fundamental drive is the deep desire to love, to save, and to protect all of creation.
There's this brilliant, simple imagery used that I think anyone can recognize in the world today. The tree planters versus the destroyers. We see these opposing teams in every single conflict and in every single war. One side is dedicating all its energy and intelligence to destruction, while the other side is out there literally planting trees to replenish the earth.
Working to maintain the planet and the people within it.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture being drawn, we see this isn't just about politics or modern warfare, it is about the fundamental nature of energy itself.
Playing out inside of us.
Exactly. This ongoing battle between creation and destruction is described as the nature of energy playing out from within every single spirit. It is the yin and the yang.
Different, diametrically opposed in their actions, but fundamentally connected.
Right.
And both of these forces, both the planters and the destroyers, are ultimately connected to Source or the creator of all things.
Which brings us to the profound closing theory of the entry.
The big why.
The big why. After laying out the mathematical perfection of the universe, the cyclical horrors of nuclear amnesia, and the ongoing war between the planters and the destroyers, the ultimate question is asked. Why does it exist this way?
And the theory presented is that Source, the creator of all things, is simply exhausting all of the possibilities of what it can be.
Let's really think about what that implies.
It's massive.
The creator is exhausting all possibilities of what it can be, as expressed and defined by us. Through our ultimate acts of divine creation and our most demonic acts of destruction, we are the universe experiencing every conceivable extreme of its own potential.
It is a remarkable synthesis. It takes the darkest aspects of human history and the most beautiful aspects of our capacity for love and places them on equal footing as necessary expressions of an infinite universe exploring itself.
It doesn't excuse the destruction, but it attempts to contextualize it within a massive cosmic framework.
But does that framework mean we are just along for the ride?
What do you mean?
Well, if both the tree planter and the destroyer are just the universe experiencing itself, does that absolve us of our individual responsibility?
That is the exact philosophical tension at the heart of this deep dive. The material doesn't suggest that we are passive observers. The reason this text holds such weight is because it forces a mirror up to our own lives.
Right.
By acknowledging both our infinite capacity for divine creation and our horrifying capacity for profound destruction, it removes our ignorance. It allows us to look at the world, see the two opposing teams, and consciously choose which team we want to play for today.
It puts the power and the responsibility squarely back in our hands.
Exactly.
The universe might be exhausting all possibilities, but we are the ones who have to choose which possibility manifests in our own lives. Are we going to be the destroyers, or are we going to plant trees? We started today looking at the mathematical perfection of the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, exploring the idea that the randomness of nature is an illusion.
That a divine code underpins everything.
Yes. We then follow that code into the dark reality of ancient green glass, unpacking the terrifying theory that humanity has nuked itself into amnesia before.
And that modern warfare represents a fundamental hatred for that same divine code.
And ultimately, we arrived at this cosmic balancing act, the yin and yang of human nature. The entry signs off in a way that is incredibly humble, especially after dealing with such heavy, omniversal themes.
It's a great sign-off.
It is. The author writes, "As we each are all entitled to our individual perspectives, I hope you don't mind I was just sharing minds with you. I love you all. Namaste."
It is a perfect grounding moment, which leaves us with one final thought to consider based on everything we've explored today.
What's that?
Well, for everyone listening, if we are all individual expressions of a single source, exhausting every single possibility of existence, both the beautiful and the terrifying, does that make your daily choice to plant a tree or create something new less meaningful?
Or infinitely more important?
Exactly. What unseen possibility will you choose to express today?
That is the question to carry with you. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It's been an incredible journey unpacking these ideas with you. Until next time.